Hello, everyone. Again, we are going to be looking at another topic in mathematics, which is time. Instructor Mary. Here we have interactive content just to serve as guide for this topic. The time is a quantity of availability of duration, and it is an interval between events. So, an interval between event or occurrence of an event, we refer to it as time. So you can look at this picture. This one is just telling us different times that we have. We have 6, we have 7, we have 9 a.m., we have 10 a.m. or p.m., 11 a.m. or p.m., depending on the hour that is being calculated, which is 12 hours or 24 hours. So if it is read in 24 hours, there's a way we express it. And if it is read in 12 hours, we have a way around it. Now, let's look at it. If you look at this, what does this time say? Let's look at this picture and what says the time here. From here, we can look at this and we see that the long hand is on 12 and the short hand is on 7. So we can say that the time is 7 a.m. So the time says 7 a.m. Now let's look at the activities we have here. Time can be measured in what? Time can actually be measured in minutes. Time can be measured in, let's check if you are right. Can be measured in minutes. So we're right. Now let's go to the next topic. We can read our time in 12 hours or in 24 hours. So this is an example of a time that is being read in 12 hours. So when you are reading in 12 hours, then you denote what we have as AM and PM. While AM is reading the morning, while and PM reads evening stroke night. So for this type of illustration we have here, you see it counts in minutes, and after counting and reading in minutes, it read back to 12. So this is a 12-hour clock, an example of a 12-hour clock. Now let's look at this. We want to look at this example here. Let's look at it together. We want to read in 12 hours. So look at this picture here. The long hand is on 12, the long hand is on 12, and the short hand is on 7. So this is 7 a.m. This is 7 a.m. Let's look at another one. This is the short hand is in between 2 and 3, while the long one hand is on 6. So we can say that this time says 2:30 p.m. If we look at this is from 1 to 2, we have 5 minutes. From 2 to 3, we have 5 minutes. From 3 to 4, we have 5 minutes. From 4 to 5, we read like that. So by the time we add it up, it's going to give us 30 minutes. So we have 2:30 p.m. Now let's look at as another example that we have here. Let's look at it. What says the time? The short hand is on 11 and the long hand is on 12. So this is telling us that we are having 11 p.m. or 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. So we can actually say that the time is 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Now let's look at the next example. This example tells us how to read time in hours. So if you look at this clock here, it doesn't give us minutes or seconds or the little signs for minutes, for seconds, and the long hand is not there. So this is an example of how we can actually read in 24-hour clock. So we read 24-hour clock based on this picture we have here. Now we have an activities. Now if we are to read any given hour in 24 hours, what we just need to do is, if it is AM, we have it exactly like that. But if it is PM, then we needed to add either 12 or subtract 12 from it. So let's look at this first example. In a 12-hour clock, 7 a.m. can be written as what? 7 a.m. can be written as 7:00. So because it doesn't denote if you are in AM or PM, like we saw in the other picture from the previous slide, the 12-hour clock is not showing us minutes, it's not counting minutes, it's not counting seconds. So it doesn't show if you are in AM or PM. So for this one, 7 a.m., this is 7 a.m. is written in 12 hour, so it can be written as 0700 0700. So we have this. Okay, now for a 12-hour clock, now we write this, which this is 1100. It can be written as 11 p.m. This is actually written in day, morning or night. That is day or night. So this is 11 p.m., which is night. So we have this as 11 p.m. Now this is another example here for a 12-hour clock. 8 a.m. can be written as what? Because this for a 12-hour clock, it doesn't show if you are in morning, it doesn't read morning and night, it doesn't have seconds or minutes. So we can read this as 0800. So we have 0800. Now let's look at example that we have here. We are going to be calculating this together. A train covered the 480-kilometer journey from Paris to Lyon at an average speed of 100 kilometers per hour. If the train leaves Paris at 8:35, that is 8:35, when does it arrive Lyon? Now if you look at this time, we are actually reading it in 24-hour clock. So we want to calculate the arrival time to Lyon. Now let's look at the example here. For us to calculate the arrival time, we have to just calculate time taken. Time taken is calculated as distance over time. We have treated that under compared measure, under proportion and ratio. So time taken can be calculated as what? Distance over time. So from this question, distance is 480 kilometer and the time is what? The time is 10 kilometer by per hour. So that's the speed that has to be calculated is what? 10 kilometer per hour. So based on the formula, it's going to be distance over speed. Distance is 480 kilometer and the speed is 100 kilometer per hour. So we are going to be using 480 kilometer divided by 100 kilometer per hour. So let's quickly calculate that and let's see what we have. Okay, so we are calculating time equals to distance over x, that is distance over time, which is 480 kilometer per hour over 100 kilometer per hour. So by the time you divide through, we are going to have 4.8 hours. Now we can't leave this we don't read decimals in hours, so we have to convert 0.8 to hours. So how do you convert 0.8 to hour? 60 minutes make 1 hour. So we are going to be multiplying 0.8 times 60. So 0.8 times 60 in minutes. Now it's going to give us what? What's going to be the answer to that? That's going to give us 48 minutes. So the time taken is going to be 4 hours 48 minutes. So we are going to be having 4 hours 48 minutes. Now for us to calculate the arrival time, that implies that we are going to be reading the departure time and the arrival time. So we are going to be reading from the departure time to the arrival time. So that implies that we are going to be adding the departure time, which is 8:35, and the arrival time is what? 4:48. So we have 4:48. Now 4:48, because of this is read in minutes, so we needed to add from this angle. If you add, this is 0, 8 plus 4 will give us what? 12. So let's keep that. Now if you add this together, 35 plus 48, what is that going to give us? If you have 35 plus 48, that is what? That is 83 minutes. This is 83 minutes. So, and we are reading in hours. So 83 minutes is actually more than what? It's actually more than 1 hour. So let's remove 60 minutes, which is an hour, from 83 minutes. Remove 60 minutes from this, we have what? We have 23 minutes. So we have removed 60 minutes, which is an hour. So the 60 minutes that is being removed, which is an hour, will be added to 12, which is an hour. Yeah. So 12 plus 1, that makes 13. So we have 13 hours 23 minutes. So for this arrival time from 8:35 to 4:48, the movement take 13 hours 23 minutes, and this give us solution to the problem. So we have solved the problem. This takes us to the next slide. We are going to be solving this together. They said we should write 5:26 p.m. using 24 hours. So for us to have this, what we just need to do is we have to this 5.26, that is 5:26 p.m. in hour. So this one now 5:26 p.m. is in 12-hour clock. So we want to rewrite it to 24-hour clock. Now, having doing that, we are just going to be re-expressing this in 24-hour clock. So by the time we are expressing, it's going to be 0552 0526. That is, we are expressing that in 24-hour clock. So we are removing the PM from the written question. Now let's look at the second one. A journey starts at 21:15, that's 21 hours 15 minutes one day, and end at 4 hours 33 minutes the next day. So we have to calculate the time taken in hours. Now look at this one. We don't know if it is AM or PM, but they are written in hours and minutes. So for us to do it is, if you look at this one, we can actually, let's convert 21 hour 15 minutes to 12-hour clock first. So, and how do we do that? Subtract 12 from 21 15 minutes. If you subtract 12 from 21 15 minutes, it will give us what? It will give us 9:15. That's, we have 9:15. Now from 9:15, let's read from 9:15 to 4:33. Now what says the time? From that, if you read from 9:15 to 4:33, then the hours is what? 7 hours 48 minutes. So it takes 7 hours 48 minutes to get to end the journey for the day. Now it takes 7 hours 48 minutes to end the journey for that day. Now let's look at the next example. A train leaves Johannesburg at 9:45 and arrive in Pretoria at 10:32. How many minutes does the journey take? So what we just need to read is how many minutes will it take from 9:45 to arrive at 10:32. Now from here, if you look at it, we have, for us to get to 10:00, we have just 15 minutes more here. So we have just 15 minutes more for us to reach 10 either 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. or thereabout. So having that, we are going from 9:45 to 10:32 is going to be taking 45 minutes. So we have 45 minutes. Let's subtract 60 from 45, that is 15. So by the time you have 15, that's 15 minutes left, then add to 32, that makes it 45. So it's going to take 45 minutes for the journey. So this is the end of the class for now. We want you to subscribe to our channel, which is www.edubbey.com, for the full interactive content of this book. Thanks for listening.